Hi, it is Martin from MB Drive Services. I would like to invite you to our webinar titled All About Drive System Efficiency. Efficiency is a very important aspect nowadays since already a couple of years, and the importance is expected to grow. There are multiple factors, multiple trends that contribute to that. It's the worldwide growing population, it's the climate change, the limited resources that we have as humans, and generally the increasing electricity consumption. Motor drives are responsible for quite a significant portion of the overall electricity consumption. They also offer interesting energy saving potential, especially when using the VFDs. Also, what I noticed over the years in the industry is that there is a lot of confusion when talking about efficiency, and people sometimes make a little bit incorrect conclusions, and they are comparing things that are not comparable, like apples with pears. It's probably some 13-14 years ago when I was reading an article from a manager of one of the global VFD manufacturers, and he titled that article Lies, Then Lies, and Converter Efficiency. So in our webinar, we would like to look at the drive system efficiency from many different angles and illustrate the importance of defining it precisely and really making proper comparison and proper conclusion. I have here a couple of bullet points that I would like to highlight. Maybe it's a bit small to read, but I will explain. So at the beginning we will look at the typical values. So if you buy a drive system of certain power rating, what efficiency you can expect on each component, on the transformer, VFD and the motor, and of course also combined all together as a system efficiency. Next is efficiency as a function of load. So how the efficiency evolves over the power range or load range. If we have a drive system with a VFD, then I expect that the motor will not be operated constantly at full speed and full power. Otherwise, the VFD would not make that much sense. Rather than that, the speed or torque will be controlled, so also the power, the loading will change. And therefore, it's important to understand how the efficiency changes as a function of load for each component and for the system as whole. Next point is calculated versus measured values. So on one hand, the methodology, how the efficiency is calculated, but also what can be the reasons for a difference between the calculated and measured values. Next point is catalog versus guaranteed values. So with catalog values, I mean the typical values that you find in a catalog, and the guaranteed values would be for your specific project, for your specific system configuration, in case you would request contractually guaranteed values. And here I explain why there is a difference, where does it come from, and so on. Next point is loss distribution in the drive system. I'm always stressing the importance to look at the drive system as a whole when talking about energy efficiency. Of course, we have the individual system components, transformer, VFD, motor, and the system efficiency is a result of the individual efficiencies of each component. It's overall the whole string. But we should look at the drive system, at the entire drive system when optimizing the efficiency. We can do certain things, certain optimizations on the VFD, for example, that will polish the efficiency of the VFD and make it look good. But if those changes would lead to additional losses in the motor and reduced efficiency of the motor, then on the system level it might be neutral, or it might be even worse. It might create some problems for the motor cooling and so on. So important is to keep always the system efficiency in mind and have it as the main focus. Related to that is also system parameters affecting efficiency. So what system parameters do affect the efficiency? There are obviously design parameters like the hardware design, but there are also some software settings like a switching frequency of the inverter, or even the modulation scheme of the inverter as such. If the efficiency is very important for you and you are aiming certain maybe minimum efficiency, maybe even contractual and so on, then it's also important how to specify the efficiency performance properly, that you really get at the end what you want. And if you need to verify it then in the field during some testing, then also how to measure the efficiency. There are different methods, they will have different accuracy, they have some limitations, advantages, disadvantages. It depends how the system looks like. For example, also what is the cooling? Is it liquid cooled, air cooled? Can we measure the losses in a reasonable way? So this is covered in this point. Then we have standards and regulations. So what regulations already apply today with respect to some minimum efficiency values, and what we can expect in the future. There are many more aspects covered in the webinar. Here is just a selection of some of them. In the end, the efficiency, the definition or the expression is quite simple. It's just the ratio between the output power and the input power. And then we can express the input power as the sum of output power plus the losses. So then it's output power divided by output power plus the losses, or vice versa. We can express the output power as input power minus the losses. So we just have the three we can play. We can rewrite the same thing with three different expressions. This is also affecting, for example, how do we want to measure? Do we measure input and output power and take the ratio between them, or do we measure the losses and the output power, and so on? This is one of the aspects. So if you want to learn more about drive system efficiency, I'm sure you know already quite a lot, but if you want to get maybe new points of view, then you can purchase this webinar. There will be a lot of illustrations on specific examples, like calculation examples, figures, and many more things, that you get proper understanding. And already, if you know the topic quite well, I think there is still potential that you can learn something more. If you are interested, go into the description under the video. You will find the link and you will find more information. Thank you.